everybody, and welcome to the show. We are excited to be here on this beautiful, well, I don't know how beautiful it is. It's a cloudy, rainy, we actually have freezing rain, sleet, snow, ice here in Ohio. It's not a beautiful afternoon at all, to be honest with you. I would love to pretend it is. It's nice in my office. My workspace is good, but the weather outside just plain sucks, to be honest with you. So, but we're still happy to be here anyways, and all the more reason to watch the show. It's too crappy to do anything outside, right? All right. We have a lot happening right now. I mean, listen, 30 years. It's been 30 years since the Democrats won in Miami. We now have a Democrat socialist nutbag mayor coming in Miami. And I mean, this is deep red Florida. This is as red as it gets, folks. We have a Democrat mayor coming in Miami who won with 13,000 votes. You want to know how mad MAGA is? You want to know how much the Republican Party is unhappy with Donald Trump's administration and the absolutely useless GOP? Well, there you have it. Now, it's incredible to me. I'm watching some of the pundits and some of the, frankly, the ass kissers out there trying to make excuses. But it's clear as day what's happening. And, this is kind of one of those situations. You ever hear the old phrase, hey, you can't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. It doesn't work. That's what's going on here. No, this is a lack of turnout because it was off time. It was this, is that. No. It was depressed turnout because no one cares, because the GOP is sick of the GOP. The GOP base is sick of the GOP betraying us. They don't stand for our principles. They won't vote for what we ask for. Trump's administration is a bunch of crooks, and Donald Trump won't fire them. He will not fire Susie Wiles. He will not fire Pam Bondi. He will not fire Todd Blanche. He will not fire the crooks all the way down to unless Trump wants to get impeached, he'd better get his act together, because right now it ain't looking good. In fact, it's looking absolutely dismal. And listen, you can tell him anything, anybody you want. You guys, the conservative influencers, my brothers and sisters, I love you guys. You can keep kissing Donald Trump's ass. You can keep kissing Susie Wiles' ass because you're too afraid to call her out, because if you do, you get cut off and you don't get connections to Trump. Or you can stand for MAGA and start telling the truth. The truth is that if Susie Wiles, Pam Bondi, and the rest of the staff are the equivalent to Mike Pence and Bill Barr, they're undermining the president, they're undermining the GOP, they're undermining everything. And until we make some changes, we're done. Susie Wiles, according to the president, is the most powerful woman on the planet. Well, guess what? If that's the case, then that must mean she's doing a lot to screw you over, Mr. President, because you are sinking. That's what's happening. There's no 5D chess here, other than the 5D chess being played by Wiles, Bondi, and the rest of the leftists who are undermining Donald Trump. That's what's happening. And it's time for America to start waking up. It's time for MAGA to start waking up. It's time for us to see, why do they keep supporting people like Lindsey Graham but attacking Tom Massey and MTG? Why? Listen, I understand MTG, Massey, maybe they aren't perfect. Maybe they do things that we don't love occasionally. But these are good, hard MAGA people. These are good people who have fought hard for MAGA. A hell of a lot harder, sorry, I almost said another word there, than Susie Wiles, who was in Politico talking about how she thinks Trump's too hard on immigration. She's a rhino sellout. She's a Bush holdover. That's the problem. You can't put Mitch McConnell in charge of a MAGA campaign and expect it to be anything other than a rhino sellout garbage poo show. That's what we've got, a poo show. We've got to start doing something about that. I'm going to get into all this. We got all sorts of, I got a great story by Breitbart. Breitbart, actually, and I got to give them props on this, because this what might have been the most challenging story to write in history. They actually went and tried to decide 15 of the most bizarre things said by Texas Senate hopeful Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett is in just a brutal battle for stupidest Democrat lawmaker in the country. Her and AOC, they are duking it out. It is an absolute war. I don't know who's going to win. I mean, between the two of them, the level of stupidity really is just monumental, and it's hard to say. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of like asking who's uglier, Nancy Pelosi or Dianne Feinstein. Did I say that? I shouldn't have went there. That's awful of me. I'm a terrible person. Anyways, yeah. So Jasmine Crockett and AOC are locked in a heated battle for dumbest lawmaker in America. And I mean, I enjoy why it's like a cage fight. It really is. They just keep one-upping each other, how stupid they are, and it's incredible. So that's all happening. And that's what we have to look forward to. Senator Jasmine Crockett, because the GOP is going to get beat that bad in midterms because Donald Trump refuses to fire the rhinos around him, and the Senate and House refuse to actually act like Republicans. I don't know what else to say. But we're getting into all that. First of all, before I do, please, we need your help. We need your support. GiveSendGo.com/Renslaw. GiveSendGo.com/Renslaw. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm pissing everybody off. I could make a lot of money doing what I do if I would just lie to you, right? If I would tell you that Donald Trump is Jesus and he makes no mistakes and this is all 5D chess, I'd get a bunch of Trump sponsors. If I would tell you that Benjamin Netanyahu is the greatest thing ever and that there's no corruption in Israel, I would get a bunch of sponsors. By the way, I support Israel. I don't support Benjamin Netanyahu. I support the Jewish people. I don't support the prime minister who poisoned them all with their COVID jabs. But that's another story. If I wouldn't say that, I could get a whole bunch of sponsors. But unfortunately, no one wants to pay me because I won't lie. The reality is that when you tell the truth, you have very, very few people that will help pay you. So I need your support. Please GiveSendGo.com/Renslaw. GiveSendGo.com/Renslaw. Otherwise I'm just going to have to sell out and become a liar like everybody else. Then I'll be a rich, famous influencer and everybody will like me and I can, be a big shot. Okay, that's probably unlikely. I don't think I could live with myself and well, if you watch me, I just can't help it. Anyways, but GiveSendGo.com/Renslaw. Please give what you can. We need your help. This holiday season, we really need your support. Also, go to TomRenz.com, www.TomRenz.com. Support all of our affiliates and sponsors. Don't forget men's hormone support. The war on testosterone is real. Atrazine is in your water supply. Alex Jones was right. Atrazine makes frogs gay. It also, they actually did do a study that atrazine can make frogs switch genders. I don't know exactly how that works, but it does. It has a very bad effect on your testosterone levels. The birth control pills that get flushed down the toilet, and even if they're in those, the stuff that goes through the toilet, that water gets cleaned up, goes through the processing, but the processing doesn't get rid of the estrogen producing chemicals. Those are still there. The war on testosterone is real, and men's hormone support will help you take care of that. Get on this stuff. Global Healing. It is a great present for men, for women with men, and for anybody that doesn't want to be a wussy. Also today, please check out Block Trust IRA. Our friends at Block Trust IRA do a great job. Crypto is coming, folks. Trump is parading it in. He's welcoming it in. He's ushering it in. He's making billions of dollars off of it. It's coming. You got two options: join it or lose out on the money. It's just coming, guys. There's nothing you can do about it. It's a lost cause. The digital currency is there. We already have digital IDs, so you might as well make some money off of this because they already got you. They already got you, whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not. They already got you, so you might as well make some money off of it. Block Trust IRA is our crypto partner. They're supporting the right people, doing the right things. They're a good company. Support Block Trust IRA. All right, let's go to what's going on here, right? Let's talk about the mayor race in Miami. So I posted last night this this tweet, and I think this is a gem of a tweet. For the first time in 30 years, a Democrat won the mayor's race in Miami, Florida, one of the reddest states in the union. 0 NGOs charged under RICO for illegal immigrant scams that filled our country with illegals. 0 arrests of Bill Gates or Anthony Bourla. Instead, they're invited to the White House. 0 arrests or prosecutions of any of the Democrats related to the organization heads or related organizations heads tied into J6. 0 Doge fraud prosecutions. In fact, they were actually, instead of embracing Doge, we actually we put it back in the budget. We passed another budget, the same damn budget with the same damn waste. Didn't do a damn thing with it. I wonder, and by the way, Donald Trump's crew supported that crap budget. They supported that continuing resolution. We've got 0 prosecutions or even arrests of billionaires or political elites that abuse children with Epstein. None, not one. In fact, we're trying to protect, Pam Bondi's trying to decide whether she can find her truckloads of data still. She seemed to misplace those truckloads of data. I don't know, maybe they're under her desk, right? We have Real ID, it's Universal ID, and now the law of the land with its World Economic Forum public-private partnership overseers. We have Tina Peters still in jail. We have Trump's team attacking Republicans like MTG and Massey while supporting people like Lindsey Graham. Are you kidding me? Maybe you don't love Massey and MTG, but can you really claim that she's better than Graham? I mean, how did she's worse than Graham? Explain that. Meanwhile, Susie Wiles is going to push Trump to make midterms about him. The GOP is going to get crushed, and if Trump makes the midterms about him, it will only make it easier for the Democrat majority to impeach him. Is that the plan? It absolutely is the plan, in my opinion. And I used that tweet and I responded because as we're watching our country completely collapse MAGA completely collapse, Maha completely collapse under the auspices of following Trump's orders, but it's not Trump's orders. This isn't Trump. This is Susie Wiles directing the show and people like Pam Bondi implementing the stage work. They're doing what they want to do. America's getting pissed, and no one's coming out to vote. Meanwhile, we've got people like Mike Davis, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to pick on Mike Davis, but I've never seen anyone stick his head so far up anybody's ass as Mike Davis does Pam Bondi. Literally, this guy kisses her ass more than any person I've ever seen in my life. Last night, he says, "Dear Miami Republicans, your new Democrat mayor received only 13,000 votes. Get your head out of your asses. Shameful turnout. Elections matter." Yeah, you're right, Mike. You're right. It's shameful. It's awful. This is what happens when Pam Bondi refuses to arrest or prosecute anybody, ever. This is what happens when you have nonstop, just ass-kissing bullshit from people who won't do anything. This is insane. This is insane to me, folks. I can't even begin to describe to you how absurd it. Let me see if I can find this. I want to show you guys something. Where is let's see. Same guy, Mike Davis, also posted another great post where he was kissing Bondi's ass and talking about how great of a job she's doing. I don't understand this. She is half the reason we've got a problem here. We've got the issue that we're facing because we're looking at a situation where the DOJ and Pam Bondi, they're not doing their job, folks. People are mad. MAGA's mad. We hired Trump to drain the swamp, and he hired the swamp. And he doesn't seem to figure it out. Unless MAGA starts speaking out, it ain't going to change. I'm sorry, but we need to come out and we need to start talking. It's time for MAGA to start speaking up and say, listen, Donald Trump, we love you. We fought for you. We did what we could. And now you're hiring the damn swamp. Now, listen, I give Trump the benefit of the doubt, and I know a lot of you get mad at me about that, but let me tell you why. Trump has a history of hiring all the wrong people. Jeff Sessions, that was a disaster. Bill Barr, that was worse. Mike Pence, the king of all bad hires, right? We have a ton of bad hires. Trump does not seem to be able to hire decent people. And Susie Wiles seems to be the absolute pinnacle of that. His chief of staff, his gatekeeper, you can't get to Donald Trump without going through Susie Wiles, which is why I don't see any others. I'm looking over here. Let's see. Shows that are running right now. Let's see. How many of these shows are talking about Susie Wiles? None. You know why? Because if you mention Susie Wiles' name in a negative fashion, you will not get any access to the president. You lose it immediately because that's what she does. She cuts you off, right? And where she can, she'll try and undermine you or oppose you or do whatever she can. She is undermining the president. She is destroying what he's doing and setting him up for failure. And he doesn't know it. I don't think he knows it. I don't think he realizes it. The people around him kiss his ass. They tell him what he wants to hear. And, he's not getting the message. Until a sufficient amount of MAGA speaks up and says, no, this is going to continue. We have no choice, folks. No choice. I know I've been on this. I know I've been talking about it, but it's getting worse. The Miami election is it's just a case study in this. It is an absolute case study. When I look at what's going on in Miami, you know what? Let's go back to Mike Davis. Let me go back to Mike Davis, right? So Mike Davis is, he does some good things. He's not a bad guy. I don't think he's a terrible person, right? I don't think he's an evil person. I don't think he's bad. I don't think I don't know what he is. He's either absolutely retarded or he's, just trying to protect his own. It's hard to say which. But what I can tell you is that his approach to this is absolutely the problem. He just keeps talking about how great Pam Bondi and this crew is at DOJ when the DOJ is the root of the issue that we're having. If people were getting perp walked, this wouldn't be an issue, but they aren't getting perp walked. Nobody's going to jail. Nobody's getting anything. All we're getting is excuses while they continue to accomplish nothing. Literally nothing. They will not do anything success. So I look, and as you look, you constantly see these things where Davis is oh, thank you, Pam Bondi, for the incredible work you're doing. It's amazing the work that you guys are doing. That's not the problem. That's not the case. That is not the case. What we've got is a disaster, and people like this making excuses, people like this, trying to downplay the disaster that our DOJ is the reason that we're not getting anywhere. It's the reason, it's the excuses. It's the reason, they need more time. Mike Davis says they need more time. He's an attorney. They don't need more time. They just need the political will to do something, right? They need the political will to do anything at all. But we aren't seeing any of that. We won't see anyone calling these people out because they're too busy protecting their position. They don't want to tell the truth because if they tell the truth, they know what's going to happen. They know that they're going to get cut off. They're not going to get access. They're not going to get funding. They're not going to be able to, keep doing these different things. And so, the celebration stuff that I'm seeing, particularly around Tina Peters, right? This is insane to me. Let me show you this one. This one just made me hit the roof. Mike, let's bring this up. This is Matt. This is Mike Davis. I received this last night from an ally of Tina Peters, a 70-year-old ailing Colorado political prisoner. They put Tina back in solitary confinement, allegedly for her safety. Alone in her cell, meals brought to her home door, no tablet, no phone access. Tina says this is retaliation. Tina is furious. Thank you, Bondi and Dillon, for investigating prison abuses. Are you freaking kidding me? Thank you for investigating prison abuses. I said, this is an embarrassment. You're thanking them for investigating prison instead of asking why an innocent woman is in jail. This is a freaking embarrassment. This is an absolute embarrassment. I mean, this guy, Tina Peters, is rotting in jail. She's going to die. He's talking about it. And then he's thanking these bums in the DOJ who aren't doing a damn thing about it. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Could Mike Davis really be this dumb? I don't think so. I don't think he's this dumb. I think this is 100% just an intentional whitewash while he's kissing their ass. It's just unbelievable. Unfreaking believable, guys. Look at this. Let's see if I can find you this. Let's see here. Yeah, here again. Here again. Pinned right to the top. Tina Peters is suffering through because she dared to question election results. Now, listen. Now he's asking the governor of Colorado, because he can ask the Democrats, right? He can ask the Democrats, oh, look, I'm tough. I'm going to call these Democrats out. But he doesn't have the balls to ask the people that matter. The people that matter, you know, the Democrats aren't going to do anything. That's just political gamesmanship. That's bullshit. The reality is that the DOJ and Trump could do something about this. They just won't. But Davis doesn't have the balls to do that. These people are the problems. This is the reason that we're going to get crushed in the midterms. Meanwhile, Senate GOP, right? Trending all over Twitter. Why? Well, because they're not doing a damn thing. Obamacare, Senate Republicans tweet, Obamacare is failing and the Democrats' only solution is continue sending billions of tax dollars to insurance companies with no strings attached. Well, Pat, you're the damn majority. Pass legislation. Why can't you pass the legislation? You have 52 votes? How about you do something about it? Quit tweeting and do something. Oh, no, we can't. The filibuster. Yeah, because the Democrats honor the filibuster. By the way, did the filibuster stop the Democrats from passing Obamacare? Nope. They did away with it. What are you going to do about passing this? Nothing. Meanwhile, Trump rips Senate GOP and Chuck Grassley for letting Democrats obstruct his appointment of Elena Habba and others. He should. The Democrats the Republicans in the Senate are terrible. They won't do anything. This contributes to the situation. We're going to get shellacked this midterm because nobody wants to see this. Nobody believes in this. This is all garbage. It's just absolutely appalling. The Republican Party is an embarrassment. They are a bunch of sellouts. They like to talk big, but they won't actually do anything because they don't want to, because the same special interests that control the Democrats control the Republicans. That's the truth of the matter. We have no real representation. Donald Trump could represent us, and that's what we all fought for, except for then he appoints a bunch of Democrat sellouts like Susie Wiles and Pam Bondi to destroy his administration. Headline, claims of DOJ leaks undermine Letitia James mortgage fraud case. So Letitia James had all these federal indictment for bank fraud, right? And, we've been through all this, how Pam Bondi threw the case. She intentionally brought in a prosecutor that didn't have legal authority to prosecute so that she could throw the case. Now it turns out that not only did she undermine the case through the appointment of a prosecutor that didn't have legal authority to prosecute, but she also has Todd Blanche in there, who I don't know much about, but I guess he's as bad as her, who's undermining this whole thing. So there's a Democrat blogger, right? A Democrat blogger. So he's got no love for any of this, right? And he publishes a bunch of this stuff about Todd Blanche undermining Letitia James prosecution. According to an article he wrote, there were 47 unauthorized disclosures from DOJ insiders to 9 different newsrooms and 6 links specifically positioning Todd Blanche as a reasonable skeptic about this prosecution, right? So you got Bondi and Blanche out there undermining their own prosecution, right? This whole thing was set up. They didn't want this to go. These guys are actively undermining their own prosecutions. Anything that this Justice Department does, you should know is either fake or designed to make it look like they're doing something, but they will undermine their own case. There's nothing real coming from this DOJ. And Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, if you don't know it, you're idiots. I'm past excuses for them too. I don't know why you guys are selling out, but you have. You sold out. I don't care how many fentanyl dealers you put in jail, unless we clear up the Washington, D.C. And what's happening in this federal government. It's temporary. They'll all come back. So, but for some reason, Bongino and Patel have decided to sell out. I don't know. But anyways, so here's what you got going on. The Justice Department's out there trying to pretend that they support Halligan, which they don't. They knew that she was not legally appointed. They undermined her case. They did everything they could. So Halligan gets this indictment October 9th, 2025. That same day, Bondi and Blanche claimed that they were caught off guard by the indictment. They didn't know she was going to actually do something. Oh my gosh. You mean she actually is doing something? We can't have that, right? Everybody's excited. So November 20th, we get a leak. Blanche and Bondi were never thrilled with these mortgage fraud cases, right? Never thrilled with it because, I don't know. Apparently the paperwork that demonstrates mortgage fraud is not enough evidence for them. So Halligan gets reassigned, and they bring in a swamp creature, this Roger Keller, who, in all honesty, they didn't. That's the guy that they have that the judges appointed. Is there. But anyways, so he presents to a new grand jury, and everything gets thrown out. Right. So they bring in this was an absolute setup. They set up Lindsay Halligan to look like an idiot. They undermined the case. This was 100% a game. There is nothing about what's happened with the James and Comey cases that were not designed to fail. The DOJ is undermining Donald Trump. They refuse to prosecute the deep state. And when they have to, the first thing they do is look for ways to undermine their own prosecution so that they don't have to actually put anybody in jail who's criminal. That's the truth of the matter. All right, so we look at all this, and it goes on and on. But here's the deal. This Democrat blogger, what's his name? Let's see here. Sam Antar. He's asking more legitimate questions than anybody I've ever seen. The questions he's asking to Blanche and Bondi. Why did your sources leak that you were caught off guard by her indictment? Why did your sources call the case marginal? Why did her replacement fail in one morning on the same evidence? Why are you possibly even encouraging an investigation into Bill Pulte, Ed Martin, the people who made her case possible? By the way, there's stories that Ed Martin is being investigated by Bondi. She wants to get rid of him because he's actually doing the job. Think about that. This is 100% the swamp. Right? They want to get rid of guys like Ed Martin. Why no investigation into the 47 leaks that helped you, including 6 that tried to make you look like a hero? And then he goes on because after he posted his story, within 2 hours, the DOJ responded. These guys are crooked. The DOJ is absolutely crooked. 100%. And until Trump does something about this, until he addresses the fact that the Senate GOP and the House GOP refuse to do anything, we are going to have an increasingly frustrated MAGA base, and Donald Trump is being set up to lose big in the midterms and then get impeached. 100% this is going to happen. Meanwhile, Susie Wiles is now saying she's going to make the midterms a referendum on Donald Trump. Trump, you're getting set up, brother. You better wake up. Susie Wiles is setting you up, and you're about to look like the biggest clown in the entire country. Hopefully you listen to someone, because we've been trying to get you the truth for I don't know how many years now. You just won't listen. Anyways, so let's pray for Trump. Let's pray for MAGA. Let's pray for America to wake up. Meanwhile, I want to move into this because this is kind of fun to me. If I'm right, if we have just an absolute Democrat landslide, one of the things that we could see is newly minted Senator Jasmine Crockett, because she's not this woman who is in an absolute cage match with AOC for stupidest elected individual in the country. She is now, because she's apparently done so well in the House, running for U.S. Senate in Texas, of all places. Are you serious? Texas. Texas, if you do this to us, you're done. You're losing your red state card. Texas, you're losing your Texas card. I'm just telling you, the home of the Alamo is going to become the home of liberal douchebags if you send Jasmine Crockett to the Senate. I'm just saying. Anyways, but I mean, you do have Abbott, who keeps pushing for, more Islamic communities and more illegals, and he won't do anything about any of this. He's another one of these guys that acts like he's a Republican but isn't. Anyway, so Jasmine Crockett's running for U.S. Senate, and this is going to be real interesting. Breitbart listed 15 of the most bizarre things she said, right? So bizarre. First one, groceries are unaffordable because of Trump's immigration policies. Her quote, "One thing I can tell you is that if you sit down and you say, are you okay with grocery prices? Are you okay with the fact that housing prices are going up? And you start to connect how important it is for us to have immigrants that are contributing to our country in this way, then people may start to shift." So immigrants are going to give us cheaper groceries, and oh, I see, because Jasmine Crockett is in favor of illegal immigrants being paid slave wages and working illegally in the fields. Okay, so Jasmine Crockett, who tells everybody they're racist, doesn't mind immigrants being taken advantage of and working below minimum wage in the fields, horrible working conditions. She doesn't care if immigrants are abused and there's no human rights for illegal immigrants. She wants them there because she thinks it's going to keep her groceries down. Now, I don't understand the housing prices because, frankly, they got to have somewhere to live. And, less inventory means higher costs, last I checked. So why is it that Jasmine Crockett is okay with the immigrants taking houses, is she's worried about housing prices? I don't know. Thing number two, she said, a vast majority of violent crime comes from white supremacists. Okay. Here's the quote, right? Here's the quote. This is literally Jasmine Crockett, who is, she is in a steel cage death match. It's a death match. I don't know what else it could be, with AOC to see who's stupider. It's brutal. I think there might be is this like one of those, I don't know. It's like a big time wrestling thing. So she says, quote, "You don't have to trust me, but people that commit 80% of the most violent crimes in this country are white supremacists. Yet for whatever reason, they sit and they serve at the pleasure of the president. They're the ones that were there on J6 tearing down our democracy, tearing our democracy down physically, and now we have them tearing us down right here from within. Okay, so I'm going to try and analyze the statement. It was the language I think she was speaking was idiot. I don't know if that's an actual language or not, but that's what it sounds like. The people that commit 80% of the most violent crimes in this country are white supremacists. All right, so I'm going to do this. Mike, can we put this? Let's put this on the screen. So this is where she says it right here. All right. So I'm going to copy this. And now we're going to do a real time. So I haven't done this before. We're going to say, is the following statement accurate? And I'm going to paste, right? I'm going to paste. And let's see, because AI never makes mistakes. It's perfect, and it's going to take over the world because it never makes mistakes. That's why we're going to use AI to develop cancer cures in 48 hours. So we need to find out whether AI agrees with this statement, because then we know it's true. Let's see here. No, the statement is not accurate. Okay, so why isn't there? 1.2 million violent crimes reported to law enforcement, murders, manslaughters, rapes, robberies, aggravated assaults, higher when unreported, which tallied about 5.9 million incidents. So let's see, how many of these white supremacists? Eight murders. 8 of the 18,000 were by white supremacists. 8. I'm not sure what percentage 8 is of 18,000, but I don't think that's 80%. I mean, we could do the math here. There's extremist killings, that's 450, but that's over 9 years. Over 9 years, there are 450. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say about it. It doesn't seem to be 80%. Yeah. 2022, there were 25 extremists. That doesn't even mean all white supremacists, right? That's just total extremists. 20 and 8. So I don't know. Apparently that is incorrect. Just so we know. Crockett, she wanted to make sure everyone was prepared for what she described as a state of the disunion. And the State of the Union address, she says this. Well, the State of the Disunion will begin shortly. I'm going to be in attendance, but you shouldn't watch. She's going to go to watch it, but you shouldn't. Okay. Number 4. The Texas Congresswoman once said she was not even sure there will be elections in 4 years. So Jake Tapper says, you and your cage match rival for stupidest elected official on the planet, saying that they're ready to support her challenge. They're talking about challenging Chuck Schumer in a Democrat primary. Would you get behind that? And Crockett's response, that's 4 years from now. If you were asking me at least in 2 years, then I would have an absolute answer. But I can tell you that there are a lot of people that are watching his leadership in the moment. This is a moment where we don't even know what elections will look like in 4 years or if we'll have elections. Okay. Texas, she referred to Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Greg Abbott is a rhino. He's not good, but he's paralyzed and he's in a wheelchair. Okay, so what, right? She referred to him as Governor Hot Wheels. I got to be honest with you. That sounds like something Trump would do. It's kind of funny to me, to be real honest, but come on. Can you imagine if a Republican did that to a Democrat? Can you imagine if you had a paralyzed Democrat? Can you imagine if Jasmine Crockett was in a wheelchair and you referred to her as Rep Hot Wheels? I mean, it'd be funny, but yeah, the world would explode. All right. Trump and his supporters are a cult. I think that people need to get back to prioritizing themselves and their families and their future instead of being dragged into hell by this dude who obviously has them in a cult. Well, I support Donald Trump generally, but I've been ripping his butt a lot because I don't like what his Justice Department's doing or the fact that he hasn't fired Susie Wiles and Pam Bondi yet. So that's that. But, what are we going to do? What are you going to do about it? I don't think that's cult-like, is it? Seems like we're a little bit, I don't know. I think we're independent thinkers. Number 8, she referred to Trump as a grim reaper and says his policies are dealing death. I'm hoping all Americans finally wake up. We're going to prioritize ourselves. We're looking for people we don't, maybe we don't think they're super funny or super entertaining, but they will not try to deal death to us every single policy that they hand out. Ultimately, if people end up going hungry because SNAP benefits end or drying up, this is just a preview of what's going to happen as it relates to us, to what they did in this big, ugly bill. Go on, she says the president is the Grim Reaper, and on and on. I mean, this woman is a moron. This is just one of the dumbest people in Congress. Accused Trump of using Hitler's playbook. She actually said, quote, when we see the consolidation power, when we see them trying to chill speech of jokesters, when we're seeing all of this, that is the playbook of Hitler, and I won't deny it. Like, these are facts, she claimed. Jasmine Crockett is a freaking moron. She went on, she supported people who went after Charlie Kirk. In fact, she said that when he got murdered, she said that he put out violent rhetoric that specifically targeted people of color because she's a racist. She said that Trump is protecting pedophiles while her and the Democrats won't let him deport illegal alien pedophile rings. She said Trump is a wannabe Hitler as well as a POS. You talk about the pot calling the kettle black. She mocked Christian lawmakers who want to reform SNAP because they're set on taking food away from the hungry. Have I mentioned lately that the average weight of a woman on SNAP is 215 pounds? Well, it doesn't sound too hungry to me. Is that wrong? I might be wrong. That might be wrong. I'm going to be in trouble again. She accused the GOP of pursuing a demonic agenda. I don't even know what that means. Accused Trump of throwing people in concentration camps. Have we seen any concentration camps? Am I missing those? I'd like to tour one. I didn't know we had any. And finally, she pushed for illegal immigration by stating that Black Americans are done picking cotton. And one of the most racist things I've ever heard an elected official say, Jasmine Crockett, the woman who is in a steel cage match for stupidest elected official in the country with AOC, said, and I quote, I had to go around the country and educate people about what immigrants do for this country, or the fact that we are a country of immigrants. The fact is, ain't none of y'all trying to go and farm right now. We done picking cotton. You can't pay us enough to find a plantation. So Jasmine Crockett, candidate for U.S. Senate and the Democrat side in Texas, who is an absolute racist POS, says she's done picking cotton, but she's fine with having illegal immigrants do it. She's okay with the slave class as long as she ain't in it. So, spoken like a true Democrat. They don't care about evil as long as they're benefiting. She is a perfect elected official for the Democrat Party, and we're going to get a whole lot more of that after the midterms. because we're going to get our asses handed to us. All right, moving on. Headline, Bud Light moment hits Cracker Barrel, stocks crush, traffic slides, guidance slash. So Cracker Barrel, who decided to rebrand themselves, and I love this. Mike, can we show this little spot right here? Let me show you this. This is a meme, a Cracker Barrel meme. This is their marketing strategy. You got a good-looking Sydney Sweeney picture with their old logo that everybody likes. This was their new strategy. No comment. I think I've commented enough talking about the fat chicks and their affinity for Snap and food snacks. They are 100% in for that. So that's happening. Hey, Cracker Barrel, fat chicks don't sell food. Quit using fat chicks. Oh, that isn't what they did. More boycotts for the Tom Renz Show. All right. Hey, listen, support the Tom Renz Show. We will not advertise with fat chicks. Oh boy. My producer is very excited about that. We're just saying, he's much younger than me, and well, not entirely single, but not married. So, anyways, no fat chicks on the Tom Renz Show. Okay, I'm just going to stop. I'm going to be in so much trouble. All right, moving on. Tom Homan. Okay, so here's one of the good ones. Trump doesn't have all bad people. He's got some great people, and there are some real shining points in this administration. Tom Homan is one of them. This man is a beast. I got to tell you, I have not had anything that I can say about Tom Homan that I don't like. I mean, he's in the position he's in. He's got to deal with what he's got to deal with, but this guy's been a warrior from the beginning. He is now apparently looking at Ilhan Omar's immigration files to see about this immigration fraud she committed when she married her brother. This has been out there for like 5 years, right? No one's been able to refute it. It seems to be like, to me, it looks like this is just one of those common knowledge things, right? Everybody knows she did it, but nobody actually wants to deal with it. Did she actually marry her brother? I mean, is that really what we're at? I mean, did we have a U.S. House rep marry her own brother to get in here? I mean, I don't know. It looks like it. There's a lot of stuff, and apparently Holman's got the okay to look at this and dig into this, so he's doing it. I don't think that man's afraid of anything. Holman, I think, is just going, he's either got authority to do something or not, but man, he is just one of the most effective people in this administration, and I like him a lot. I'm sure that Pam Bondi and the DOJ will try and find a reason to fire him if they could, along with Susie Wiles. But, by the way, Susie Wiles was in the Political talking about how she doesn't really like Trump's policies. All right. McDonald's. Who doesn't love McDonald's other than me? McDonald's. Have you guys been to McDonald's recently? It's really kind of a stretch to call it food. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't even taste like food at this point. It's yummy, but when you're eating, and I haven't been there for a long time. But the last time I was there, I just remember I just was sick after I ate it. And that's not a surprise, but anyways, so McDonald's apparently hasn't done any homework recently and hasn't realized that maybe they should think before they advertise. They put out this screwed up AI ad, essentially going after Christmas is the most terrible time of the year. And it just exploded. Like, it just went really bad. It went so bad that they had to pull it. Listen, we all know that AI is taking over the world and eventually it's going to do its thing, but not yet. Just a pro tip for you guys. AI can't make an ad alone. You got to oversee it. You got to do it yourself. You got to make sure that what comes out is good. Just maybe you ought to do a better job. I don't know. All right, moving on. Georgia. Fulton County, Georgia. This is interesting to me. So Fulton County, Georgia, they're still fighting over elections down there, right? And they're doing it because, well, the elections are all fraud down there. And Georgia's done a remarkable job. Georgia's Republican leadership should be congratulated. They have done a remarkable job of pretending that they care about anything GOP. They keep getting elected. Georgia's a red state, but they have the worst, most fraudulent elections ever, and they keep getting away with what they're doing. I don't know how they're doing it. They should be really. I mean, these guys, they are criminal masterminds down there. I don't know, but we've been knowing since 2020 that Georgia's crooked as hell. Now we have Fulton County representatives. They've actually confirmed that they had a few pads voting pads go missing, right? And this company, NoLink, provided them. So they call NoLink and they say, hey, these pads are missing. We can't find them. We don't know where they are. And, NoLink says, no problem. And then they remotely wiped them. They completely deleted them. Okay, good, right? Because then no one can steal the records. Wait a second. Except one thing. How would they wipe them remotely if they're not connected to the internet? If they don't control these devices, how would they wipe them remotely? If they control them, how do we know that they can't change votes? How do we know that they can't connect to other things? This is a huge deal. This is incredible. This is what we're seeing here is an admission that these voting machines are absolutely connected to the internet, and that they have control. That the manufacturers have control of these. These are not independent in any way, shape, or form. The question about Smartmatic, about Dominion, all these guys, these are the very real questions. We now have an instance where they admit that these guys are remotely connecting and wiping these things. What does that mean, guys? What does that mean? Well, it means that this is corrupt as hell. That's what it means. It means that all the stories that we heard about, oh, we can't connect with these, we can't connect. Yes, they can, and they did. By the way, isn't Tina Peters still in jail? It's pretty clear what's going on here. Here's the admission. They just say NoLink remotely accesses and wipes their poll pads. And just right there it is. How can they do that? Right? How can they do that? If they're not connected, they can't. The election machines are a problem. I absolutely believe and agree with my friends like Javon, that they're backfilling with fake ballots and those sorts of things, but they're able to do it because they have access to machines. These are corrupt from beginning to end. Now, I think it's different. I think different machines and different districts have been corrupted in different ways, but the election system is broken. It's fraudulent. It's corrupt. There's nothing about it that is genuine or accurate or really in any way, shape, or form legitimate. Folks, I'm sorry. Elections are not safe in the United States. Our GOP isn't doing anything about it. And the AHE is not doing anything about it. The DOJ is not doing anything about it. Basically, no one's doing anything about it. We're going to have a Democrat majority after the midterms. We may have a Senator Jasmine Crockett. And then, folks, the impeachment proceedings will begin. Folks, Susie Wiles has said she wants to make Trump the centerpiece of this midterm. The base is pissed, everybody's pissed, and she wants to make this a referendum on Trump. She and her cronies at the DOJ and elsewhere continue to do things to undermine MAGA. They're going to put Trump out there, try and make it a referendum on him, and he's been set up to lose. When he does lose, guess what happens? The Democrats have all the political ammo they need to impeach him. And then to make the argument that MAGA is dead, we need to go back to the Bushes. And it'll go back to the Bushes versus the Clintons, and the Bushes versus Obamas, and the same nonsense that's happened before, where no matter who's in charge, the deep state's really running the show, and America continues to slide down into the abyss. That is where we are going, and unless MAGA starts speaking out, that's where it's going to end. Thank you guys for watching. Support us, GiveSendGo.com/FriendsLaw. Don't forget, men's hormone support from Global Healing. Check it out. We'll be back very soon.
Thank you for watching the Tom Renz Show. Join us live Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern, putting an axe in the skull of tyranny.
Till the base dies! Iron fists and shadowed halls, echoing shouts through the crumbling walls. Their flags burn black, their thrones decay. We take it back, we make a
The MAGA revolution in cryptocurrency is here, reclaiming financial freedom for every American. Tired of globalist banks and deep state control? Blockchain is our weapon for sovereignty. Be a step ahead with Animus AI technology. Ranked #1 worldwide, exclusively available through Block Trust IRA. But beware, the wild ride volatility and scams lurk. Yet, with Trump-era policies like the Genius Act, we're tokenizing prosperity for veterans and the heartland. Globalist elites are panicking as leftist-controlled banks scrabble in the dust as MAGA investors access revolutionary technology. Reclaim your freedom with Block Trust IRA.
Join the fight to protect your wealth. Go to TomRensCrypto.com and talk to Block Trust IRA now.
Listen live to the Tom Renz Show Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern.
You can't handle the truth!
Look, we're not on air yet. Let's see if I can get this done without cracking my back. Oh, my back's killing me today. I'm Jim Price, the Jim Price Show Daily Update. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Oh, let's make up the date like the government does, because that's how we work here.
We'll call it December 12th. It's a Friday, 2025. Well, guys, thank you so much for being a part of the show. Yes, that's right, folks. It is Friday. It's time to say what? Yeah, chicken butt. That's how we do it here. We follow the facts, not your emotions, not your feelings. We want to know what's really going on out there. Anyway, good to see you, Edward. Thank you so much for being here on a Friday. Anyway, I am actually, what I just said earlier was my back went, decided to do a little thing. So, and no, I don't stay down. I don't let it heal. I've been in bed most of the day trying to get my back to stop acting like it is, and basically what it is, I'm like mad at my back, and it's not my back. Let me do this. It's actually off to the side over here. It's actually a muscle spasm, and it feels like a horse bit me, and it will not go away. So I am the worst patient on earth, guys. And when I tell you guys about the things that I do for my body and all that stuff, I hem-haw around. I don't use my DMSO like I should. I don't use my iodine like I should all the time. I forget to put it on things like yesterday. I hit this on my arm. I don't know how I did that on my wrist, but, these are things I've got to get iodine on. So anyway, if you guys see me wince or anything, I'm like, just know that the Charlie horse is doing its thing and reminding me his name is Charlie and he's a horse. Anyway, coffee's good today. It's always good. Comes out of a single cup. Oh, so anyway, fry is what I call today. So going off of yesterday or the day, actually that was the day before when I went into a whole conversation about what's going on with Candace and Turning Point and all these other things. And the sad part of it is that I don't know what to think anymore. And the world that I'm seeing around me is doing a lot of hokey pokey and acting like we haven't seen this before. It seems like the Charlie Kirk thing is turning into another Benghazi, another 9/11, another, Pearl Harbor. There seems to be a lot more information out there than we can quite understand. Now, Tyler Robinson showed up in the court today or yesterday or whatever it was. And so my problem with it is that where's the boyfriend? Where's all the information? Where's all the digital cameras that were all around there? The 4K, 8K cameras, the $2,500, $100,000. By the way, the cameras that they had, the DLSRs that he had all around him, that was probably $100,000, $200,000 in cameras alone, with HD abilities that are unbelievable. Where's the footage for those 5? And by the way, never mind. We're done with that topic. Let's just move on to something else. It's just a sticky topic for me. Things are not adding up, and hey guys, listen, I want this all to go away. I want Candace to find the answer she wants. I want Turning Point to be what it is that we thought they were all along. And if they were being infiltrated, if the text messages and the text threads that Candace has, then he understood there was an enemy in the gates, and that needs to be worked out. But yet we can't have that conversation because Erica Kirk has told us over and over again with her angry eyes that we're not to question the narrative. And I have literally watched over the last 3 months people on both sides of the camp, and they all what's really weird is they're both saying the same thing. Let's say this is the Charlie Kirk, and let's say this is the Candace Owens, or the people that were not good with what the government. So we have the government and TPUSA over here. Those are both in bed together. They're saying the same thing, which then causes me to go, you have a bedfellow that I don't agree with called the government. Why are you okay with government being so in your business, right? And so then we have this other side like me and a lot of you guys who question a lot of things, and it's like, oh, maybe I don't know, maybe I don't get it, maybe this doesn't look right. Why are all these different angles? Why is there no blood? Why is there this and that? Hey, Dave Glovin, good to see you. And it's like, yes, granted, we saw some blood, but the idea that your body would continue to pump that blood out until all the blood was gone. My problem is where was the blood trail? Where was the blood on the shirt? Where was the blood on everybody else? By the way, if you've ever been a part of and I've done some, what we consider to be triage or be first person on the scene things for people that are bleeding, and whether you like it or not, you get blood on you, and it is everywhere. Blood does not come off like dust on your hands. It's really unbelievable how much happens when someone is bleeding. It's just really kind of crazy how things happen, how it gets everywhere, how it looks. By the way, blood is very, very, very sticky when it's out in the open. We all know that. We've all bled before. But if you're having that much blood everywhere, it is a significant amount. Anyway, so I've been watching this for 3 months now. I've been watching both sides, and I will tell you, I want TPUSA to pull this out of the ditch in the worst of ways. I want them to be better. I really do. But I just wonder if this is not the exact same effect that we've seen with all these other politicians who go right up to a moment, and then when they have to criticize or do something, they just all of a sudden get quiet. So this goes back through January 6th. This goes back through the 2016 election. By the way, guys, 2016, the only reason Trump got in there was because Russia blocked the cheat. That's the only reason Trump got in there. Now, they blocked as much as they could, and they got him in. But the machine was definitely in full force trying to make sure that... Who are we talking about? Oh, I'm talking about the comparisons between Charlie Kirk's organization and the Charlie Kirk's organization and then the other side, where it seems like the other side has now been kind of commanded or taken over by Candace Owens as being the person who's out front asking the same questions. Now, here's the thing. I have asked the same questions. I think Courtney Allen, Jim, are you going to TP event in Arizona? Courtney, I just found out just recently within the last hour that I might not be going to Phoenix. The people that I was going to be splitting a booth with to sell my mushrooms, they have fallen through. And I do have a media pass, but then again, I do not really have the money to be spending to go to going to Arizona next week. So my plans are, yes, I was going, but right now, unless I get a phone call from some other people, I may not be going just because of just costs. When I was going to go with Larry and Tony and others, I was going to be able to split costs or stay at Matt's house or the Rubino house or something like that where I could limit my expenditures while I'm there. But it looks like that has all fallen through because they do not have a table. So we'll see how that goes. Courtney, are you going? So the idea that we now have two camps. One is TPUSA and the government, and then we have this other doubter group that has all this weird stuff where we're finding out about the French Legion guys that were actually in the audience. We're finding about the Israeli phones. We're finding about the Italian planes that follow Erica Kirk everywhere. I mean, just little things. And so the problem is Candace Owens, who is a bigger person in the realm of things. So she had a lot of followers from the Daily Wire and from Turning Point and things like that. So she's had a pretty consistent following, and she doesn't have to work. That's the other thing too, guys. Like, I have to pay for the bills around here. I have to make this work. That's why donations are really big for me. And she may not have to monetize because her husband does fairly well for himself. So, but she does. She gets money from YouTube and others. But my point is that Candace has become the spearhead of this, the tip of the spear on a lot of the things that we're all discussing. We all have a problem with a 30-06 to the neck. We all have a problem with Superman bones in your neck. So my point is that I just really don't know what to think about the whole situation. I would like to be there because I do have a lot of great conversations. I think a lot of things happen that had nothing to do with the event. I think a lot of great conversations, a lot of cool stuff happens there, and I'd like to be a part of that. But as of right now, I just do not know if I'm going to be going or not. So anyway, hey, Dave, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Dave Solis here. Good to see you, man. I hope I say your last. Guys, I'm doing my best when I'm trying to figure out your names on here. But anyway, my best is government education. Yeah, it's cool stuff. Dark policy. Under Governor Pritzker, Illinois is the newest U.S. state to implement assisted suicide. What? The Democrat governor that President Trump calls a fat slob leads a government with a perpetual commitment to death, be it abortion, be it freeing cold-blooded killers to the street, and now they're doing assisted suicide. Guys, when you don't value life, life is invaluable. And that's what we're finding here. Thank you, Dave. He said that Salih is right, so we'll keep going with that. And I'll try to remember that and not call you Jack or Jake or whatever it is I do to screw up everybody's name on that. Jack, Jake, I don't know why I do that in my head. I spin those around. Anyway. Assisted suicide, SB 1950, now legalized in Illinois. At the end of Governor Pritzker's press release, weaselly language, they gave the wrong idea about religious hospitals. The bill, Catholic hospitals can fire doctors who don't promote it or provide the pills. Oh, my God. Representative Bill Hunter, Republican from Morton County, on the signing of the state bill 1950, a bill to legalize physician-assisted suicide in Illinois. Everything about this bill has been outrageous, from the contempt it shows for the most valuable in our society to the shady way in which it was passed in the middle of the night. This bill is bad for Illinois. It tells the disabled, the poor, the terminally ill, those with mental health issues that they are a burden and that they have a duty to die. It is ripe for coercion and abuse by unscrupulous actors. Guys, when you allow for your government to kill people and you classify them as less than, it takes 2 seconds to classify you as a less than. This is where we go into the Hunger Games. This is where we go into eugenics. This is where we go into depopulation of things. So it's continuing. Dave Glevin says, I shouldn't say this, but Governor Pritz the clown should demonstrate how it works. Hey, Pritzker, show us when you do that whole government-assisted suicide thing. Show us how you do that. What do they put an injection in your vein? You take a pill? Why don't you show us how it works real quick? We won't let you die. I don't understand this, man. This is like, I'm not living in this world, am I? This is not. Guys, can you guys in the comments, and I got a lot of the, hey, I got the two Daves here. I got Ed. I got a few others here. Guys, listen. The guys, girls, you chime in anytime. I'm not excluding you. Don't think I was like, oh, Jimmy doesn't want us to talk. Am I missing something, guys? When did we decide as a society at the government level, which is supposed to be this, everybody's paying attention, everybody's a watchdog, everybody's looking at it. How is it that we now have a state out of 50 that somehow is okay with killing people because we've decided they're a lesser than? See, the problem is now if a cop shoots a homeless guy, is that just government-assisted suicide? I mean, he's dead, right? Doesn't matter if it's a bullet or a needle or a pill or a fentanyl or snake venom in your water. Conan Snell venom is produced by the tons and put into your water every year, but you don't seem to realize that the ringing in your ears is actually from Conan Snell venom. And about the only thing that they know that can take off the Snell venom out of the ear is actually hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide soaking in the ear for 20 minutes on each side, or at least till the crackles are going. Thank you, Ken. He says, nice shirt, Jim. Appreciate it. Well, you guys have got to work me out this. Like I would say, as another man or another woman that lives in America, what part of are you okay that any state in the union is allowing for the government to kill people because they're useless? Well, aren't you kind of useless for about 18 years, according to the government? Well, at 16, you can get a job, but you're really not effective or anything that they can really use until you're 18, right? You can't die for the country. You can't, by the way, you can't smoke cigarettes for your country. You got to wait till you're 21. Can we stop? Can we stop with all this? Can we do this something different? Dave Salee says satanic. Well, yeah. I was a bit of a fool myself in the whole idea of what I thought the world around me was. I thought the world was a far better place. I thought there was a lot of innocence and good in this world, and there was people out there that were safeguarding these truths, that people could be okay with other people. People could lift other people up. I thought we were all trying to be better people. Yeah. But the evilness of our heart. By the way, guys, listen, the evilness of my heart is no different than the evil in your heart. It's the selfish sin nature. We know that to be true. We know that's real. But what my point is that what do we do with it? How do we act with it? How do we lean into it so that we don't use that part of our will? We don't get into that. I think a lot of these people are giving into the sinful evil in their hearts, and that's where we're finding this happening. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to move so my back doesn't hurt. So the reason I'm kind of off to one side like I am is because it's right back here, and it just to touch the skin, it burns. That's how bad the Charlie horse, that muscle underneath there, has been sore for the last couple days. And I was not able to function today. I had to stay mostly in bed just because of the constant cramping I'm going through. So that's all. We're working on it though. Get it done. I'll do the work. I'll get it done. So anyway, my point of this having this conversation about this is this what we've all signed? Are we okay with this? And why is it a doctor is okay with this? Why is it a doctor who supposedly is out there trying to keep you alive all the time is okay at the end to be able to just say, see ya. Here's a little shot in the IV. Dave Slee says, hydrate and stay grounded, Jim. Yeah, this was from I broke my back a year ago. I broke the vertebrae in my back last January 7th. I fell and hit my back right on the corner of a concrete step on my own front porch, right out here. I have a video of it. I could show you guys. It's fun. But I did break that vertebrae there, broke the little bone off of it, and it's healed up. But this is a lingering issue over here from that, and I have not taken the time to sit down. I have not taken the time to heal. I have not taken the time to practice stretching the right ways and getting that damage out of that area. I just kept going, and I'm paid for it. My body will every now and again just do this for me. So, Dave Salee, absolutely. Hydrate, stay grounded, absolutely. Get your hands and get your feet in the ground. It's awesome, awesome, awesome. If you can't put your feet in the ground because you're a weirdo, just put your hands in the ground, and then you're less weird. But anyway, all right. So during a Friday appearance on Fox and Friends, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard tore into Democrat Congressman Benny Thompson for downplaying a recent terrorist attack on U.S. National Guard troops in Washington as an unfortunate accident. Now, I watched this video, and I'm like, I am floored. I am floored. Guys, we see this happen every time, but every time it happens, I just cannot see how a human being is willing to lie at this rate, this level, like these people do. It is just breathtaking. The incident left one guardsman dead and another critically wounded, highlights the ongoing fallout from Biden administration chaotic Afghan withdrawal. Now, guys, listen. We could be doing a lot of other great things for this country if we weren't trying to figure out where 30 million illegals are at. We've only deported about 200,000, costing us about $17,000 per person to get them out of here, and then there's been about 1.6 million self-deportations, so just under 2 million. We're not even 10% of the way there. We're not even 10% of the way there of actually working on this. Now, granted, it's only been 10 months. But what do I know, right? So let me go ahead and I'm going to play the video for you of this gentleman. And I really, to this day, I do not see how these people have a job. And you know, COVID pushed us a long way, and a lot of these people are a part of that COVID issue. People like this are out there, and this is what I don't understand. So let's listen to what this tool has to say. Oops, just one click, Jim. And let's hear it.
NCTC reference the unfortunate accident that occurred with National Guardsmen being killed.
You think that was an unfortunate accident?
I mean,
It was a terrorist attack.
wait. Look, I'll get it straight. Then you can
He shot our
respond.
National Guardsman in the head.
Look, Mr. Chairman, will you direct the witness to allow...
What a coward he is.
My question? It was an unfortunate situation, but you blamed it solely on Joe Biden.
You guys catch all that? He goes on. This guy goes on and on. Like, he doesn't stop where it's at. And listen, folks. Ooh, sorry, I had a little bit of a wave there. When we think about this world we live in, there's people out there like him that these are the puppets. These are the little pawns. But there are bigger people with more zeros in their checking account and more people that will go out and do their bidding than this tool. And this tool is out there by the millions. But there are other people that are beyond him that have the power to take us out, have the power to manipulate markets, have the power to kill people at will. If you got the money to hire the French Foreign Legion to go do a job for you, they'll go do a job for you. This is the part where we really have to be careful because these kind of people, they really do exist. So this is like in saying that's not Joe Biden's issue. Joe Biden's administration said they were all fully vetted before they came here. So let's listen to a response on Fox and Friends here, and let's see what she has to say.
It is absolutely infuriating. This is someone who is a very, very senior leader in Congress, who for a long time has led the Homeland Security Committee in Congress. And the fact that he cannot and refuses to directly identify this attack for what it was, a terrorist attack on our own soil against our National Guard men and women in this case, who are putting their lives on the line. Their direct mission was to keep the American people safe right here on our streets in Washington, D.C. This exchange really points to the egregious and longstanding problem, Brian, that we've seen, which is leaders, some on both sides of the aisle, who refused to identify this Islamist terrorist threat for exactly what it is, which is one of the reasons why we find ourselves in the position that we're in today.
Wow. Kelly, good to see you. Kelly Wolf's here. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Remember, like, share, comment. Share this out to your groups, your conversations, and also get over on the Jim Price Show chat. Go to your Messenger app or Messenger on Facebook, and then put in the Jim Price Show chat, and then join the chat, guys. Add yourself to it and add your friends to it. By the way, you can add your friends to Telegram and to the Facebook chat all you want. So Ed or Kelly or Dave, you guys want to go out there, or Terrence, and you guys, just add people to those chat rooms so that way we can keep the popcorn popping and keep people more informed, and that's absolutely our job. So Tulsi Gabbard is actually, she was a Democrat, and she's not the kind of, she's the old school hard-nosed Hillary Democrats too. She's not a new age Democrat. She's one of the old ones. And the fact that she's willing to go out there and do this job the way she is shows that she's a professional and that she knows what she's doing. Now, I don't agree with everything she's ever said, and I don't agree with that, what all her motives are. Just like I don't understand what old Kash Patel, big eye Kash Patel. That guy's shorter than I am, by the way. Yeah, Kash Patel's a little guy. He's a little guy. Kelly says, hey there, friends. She's got her little froggy out. Joe Biden's issue is which flavor is the flavor of the day he should have. Problem is he doesn't know what day it is. Oh, look at old Dave pulling receipts, man. But this is what we do. This is the world we live in, guys, and we all sit around here thinking that our barometer is set the same way as everybody else's barometers. See, some people say when the winds are changing, to them it's the barometer's changing, they can tell it's going to be stormy and the storms are coming in, but that's what we're feeling. But there's other people where, oh, wait, there's no such thing. That's not storms. That's pleasure. Your storms, killing people, manipulating, mind-bending people, that's their pleasure. That's not our pleasure. That's not who we are. That doesn't define us. We're not those kind of people. But the real truth of it is, the real thing of it is that these people really believe that you are in the way. Would you just shut your damn mouth and go away? Stop talking. But let me do this with you guys. Let's use the word the, okay? T-H-E. T-H-E. That's sign language. T, looks like you got somebody's nose. T-H-E, okay? The. Now, the is a simple word. If I'm using the as a lie, it has a frequency of 0 or a negative number. If you use the word in a positive way, it is a amplified number. It's not even close to zero, and it will resonate further and go in places that will help people, just like in Monsters, Inc. Guys, I try to use these real analogies, these real things, just so you guys can start getting what frequency is, what energy is, what evil is. The black and white, the yin and the yang, the good and the bad, right? These are all, the Wicked Witch of the West and the Wicked Witch of the East, but she was a good witch. My point of that is that we continue to see that these things exist out there. But when you guys use positive words that we want life, we don't want dead babies. We want people to understand that they can go out and do things they want. Now, does that mean everybody's born with a brilliant IQ? No. Does that mean everybody's going to be a concert pianist? No. But whatever it is that your talent is, go in and find it and make it amplified. But you want everybody to have that opportunity. Now, granted, there's some dummies out there, but dummies do great stuff. Brilliant people do great stuff. Brilliant people do stupid shit. And dumb people do stupid shit. So why aren't we all like, well, yeah, only brilliant people do brilliant shit? I've seen some people that are brilliant do some really dumb things. I know people who have master's degrees and PhD degrees, all these amazing doctorates and all this, and they are the dumbest people you've ever met. Just because they can do school doesn't mean they're smart. School was not built for... By the way, let me hurt everybody's feelings. I'm going to lose all of you here. Right here, I guess all you A's and B students, all you brilliant people out there, just because you were an A and B student or an honor student or whatever it was in high school or elementary, junior high, or college, the sad part of it is that's their... You are Phoenician slave style education brilliant. You are Phoenician slave education system brilliant. I don't think education does us any good, guys. Oh, Jim, what we do, we don't know how to read. Are you sure? You don't know how to read? How did the people that learned how to read, how did they learn how to read? But remember the dark ages when we didn't have communication? We didn't have that because the government sequestered all the information and only gave out what the government thought it needed. And the government was what? Hand in hand with the church. So the church was the only one that had the books. The government's the only one that had the books. The government's the only one that had nude statues. The government's the only one that can have plural marriage. No, not you, but just the government. Oh, the king can have concubines. The king and the bishops and all these other people and Queen Elizabeth can have all these people come in and servicing her. But you can't. There's laws. Whoa, one man, one woman, right? But again, guys, when you think about the brilliance of honor students that go through the Phoenician slave system, they're the bestest slaves ever. And when people sit around and tell me about their college degrees and how they're 28 years old and have 2 PhDs and never had a job, I'm like, what are you, just a professional slave? But if you don't think that the evilness of the heart of the people that push people through that, you don't think that spills into other categories besides education, food, religion, money, emotions, science? I mean, all these areas. You think the only one that they we just want to make sure that everybody has the same stupid education. That's the only thing we're going to touch. We're not touching anything else. We're not evil in those other ways. We're only evil in then just one way. Do you believe that? Do you believe there's only one way to be evil and then you're only evil in one bucket at a time? Do you realize that the people that do NVIDIA, the people that are at Facebook, the people that are Microsoft and Twitter and Instagram and all those big exec CEOs and all that, they have all gone out and said repeatedly, I will not let my children until they're at least 16 to 18-year-old look at an LED screen. That's their words. Why? Because they know what they've done in these machines to be able to manipulate us. And the reason let me give this, guys, the reason I keep having to tell you guys to get your ass out there and do things is because the screens that we have and the indoctrination we've had, we don't want to act out. We want to sit in our lazy boys. We want to sit with the controller in our hands and fall asleep around 10 or 11 in our chair, then get up and go to bed and wake up and do it again tomorrow. But they want you on couch lock. They want you Netflix and chill. They want you going calling in sick. They want you less productive because you're more vulnerable. You don't have the gur in life. You don't have the push-pull in life. You don't have the yin and yang, and so you think everything should be marshmallows and rainbows, but it's not that way. Marshmallows are made of pure sugar, which is an acid, and it's toxic to your body. Rainbows only come after the storm has gone by. You have to live through the storm to see the rainbow, right? I'm being metaphorical here. I know there's rainbows without clouds, and I know there's rainbows without storms, so don't do that. Daniel Whitmer's here, too? Wow, look at you guys all showing up on a Friday. We got a whole thing going. Kelly says, degrees mean nothing. Everything I learned on the job, period. Yeah, that's the way we used to do it. It was called a mentorship. It was called an apprenticeship. When you wanted to be a lawyer, you went and got a job at the lawyer's office, and you learned how to run the dockets over to the courtroom and come back, and run the dockets to the courtroom and come back, and run the dockets to the back. And then you got to learn how a filing is actually put together, and then you had to wait for the printer, and you did all the things. And that's how you learned how to be a lawyer, or how you had to be a doctor, or how you were an engineer, or how you were a locomotive operator, or how you were a farrier putting shoes on horses. You learned because you just hung out with a farrier for about 2 or 3 years before he let you strike a nail. He wanted you to see all the ways he gets kicked, all the ways he gets shit on, all the ways that he sees infections and different things in the hoof, all the things that he can show you these different horses and how they react. You can't find that in a damn college book. It doesn't work that way. Welding, how do you learn to weld? By reading a book? No, by picking up a welder, putting a rod in there, and burning some sticks. Figuring it out. It's not college education. But guys, we do have ourselves a systematic problem of people out there who believe that what they're doing is as pure as the driven snow, but they don't realize how evil they really are. Because to them, eugenics and killing people, wiping entire populations. And by the way, why is it the white population is being so targeted? Why is it that the governments, and listen to this, guys, listen to this. Why are the governments telling white men that they're worthless, that they're the dangerous ones? Why is it that they keep telling white people to go home and go away, and that there should be segregated areas so white people can't go into it? Why are we seeing this? Because there's a lot of data out there, there's a lot of information that you're not going to be honest with yourself about that is actually says that white people do things in a way that is actually very productive and very innovative. And yet we can't have that conversation because why? I keep using the word white people in front of it. Why is it that we keep seeing such a threat in all the commercials and all the movies and all the music where white people can't be a part of it anymore? It has to be everything else. Why are we seeing that? Why is it they're attacking the EU so hard? And by the way, we've already put forth Massey has already put out a declaration that he wants to get out of NATO. And I think we're going to pull out of NATO, and I think we're going to side with Russia and China against EU. Guys, I'm saying it right now, and I don't think we're wrong. I don't think we're wrong to have Trump and Putin and Xi actually work it out and then get the EU to break up back into what they used to be with sovereign countries. See, what they were trying to do is create a EU bloc that allowed them to use negotiations of purchase power and also military power to go against their foes who do not comply, that are not giving in to the Rothschilds, not giving in to the Bilderbergs, not giving in to what everybody keeps talking about over and over again. Today wasn't going to be this day where I talked about these things, but it seems like that's where we are. Too many times we see that we get ourselves all wrapped up in these things, but yet, here we are. An elusive second husband and alleged brother of Representative Ilhan Omar has finally emerged online. On Thursday, the New York Post discovered an Instagram account of a 40-year-old Hamed Elmi, a one-time refugee who was married to Omar from 2009 to 2017. Wow, they had a good run there, about 8 years or so, huh? In a marriage viewed by many, including President Trump, as fraudulent, he currently resides in South Africa. What? For years, Trump and his fellow conservatives have claimed Omar and Elmi are actually sister and brother. The marriage was supposedly consummated to help Elmi obtain American citizenship. Elmi is her brother. Now, Elmi's Instagram is filled with pictures of him in fashionable clothes and surrounded by men in high-end cafes. His profile, he refers to himself as Dirty Dandy. He also appears to have an interest in travel. In one post, he wrote, "So far, so fab, a month of Joburg, Joburg. Here's a few of his photos. He looks gay in those photos. Trump brought up the allegation against Omar while speaking to reporters in the Oval Office last week and ripped into her marriage with Elmi during a rally on Tuesday evening. Ilhan Omar, whatever the hell her name is, with her little turban. I love her. She comes in, does nothing but bitch, says Trump. We ought to get her the hell out of here. She married her brother to get in. Well, yeah, we've all said that for 8 years, 10 years. A resurfaced tweet from 2013 links to a now deleted Instagram post in which she referred to her father by the name of Norsaid. N-U-R-S-A-I-D, Norsaid. The tweet was later deleted after the news broke, but it was saved before it was deleted. Happy Father's Day to my AABO, Abu Nor Sad. I am forever grateful to Allah for giving me the best father. Yeah, this is... Guys, now, do you guys remember when I told you I think this is Trump's long play? I don't think he wanted to be president. I think he wanted to piss on Uncle Barry. I think Trump is absolutely after Barry. I think all this other stuff is very ancillary for him. To him, the world peace, no big deal. To him, tariffs, no big deal. To him, putting the monuments, the statues back up, no big deal. These are just like tasks. Like he was like, all right, let's pour a new sidewalk on that golf course. We need to put a new front on this hotel. Let's get the bids on getting that pond fixed over there. We're going to buy new equipment for that one. Okay, let's get that done. See, that's the way he's thinking of like all the other bullshit in our country. I think he has a singular focus. Listen to me, guys. Listen, Trump is not one to be kicked in the pecker and not get you back. I think he is a guy, if you make him a fool, if you make him look like a child, you do those kind of things. I think he did all the stuff with the impeachment. I think he kept baiting and chumming these people out there with the perfect phone call, with the impeachment 1, with the impeachment 2, January 6th, the 16 election, the 20 election. I'm telling you right now, guys, that is all child's play to this guy. I am so confident in this for some reason. I don't know why. I think the underlining, if you want to see what the timeline really, excuse me, guys. Sorry, I had a cramp there. What you see the timeline, the underlining timeline, not the little stuff up here where you're looking and you see the little, we need to do this or we need to do that or we need to do, no. I think at the end of the day, Trump is not petty. But he's not going to let you slap him in the face. He's not going to let you disrespect him in public. And what did Barry do? You remember when the whole birther movement was going on? You guys remember all that? You remember the whole birther thing and how big Trump was on that? And he was out there going, hey, man, this guy's should not be running our country. And then everybody just bought into it. So he started looking around going, how many people are kissing the ring of this dude? And these people are my friends? Are they really my friends or my associates? Are these people I want to be associated with? And I think, guys, and I guess the David Glevin says the art of retribution. Absolutely. Let's see. Daniel Whitmore says, Jim Price, what's your opinion on new legislation to lower the age of consent to 14? For me, this is unexcusable. Well, Daniel Whitmore, here's my problem with that. Most states, if I remember right, let me do this real quick. I don't want to speak out of turn, but I looked this up a few years ago because This was actually, someone brought this to my attention about 6 or 7 or maybe even 8 years ago. Maybe ask this question real quick. I'm just asking Google or DuckDuckGo. I'm not asking AI. Let me get this. Okay. Let's see. The United States, each territory sets the age of consent either by statute or common law applies, with several federal statutes related to protecting minors with sexual predators. Depending on the jurisdiction, legal age of consent is 16 to 18. Many states also includes close-in age exemptions, which legalizes sexual activity involving underage consent. So, yeah, there's a lot of that. But I think there are some states, if I remember right, there are some states that have an age of consent of 13 in this country, and that already exists. So I don't know. Let's see. I got a graph here. Okay, here we go. I'll put this graph up so you guys can see it. Oh, wow, it's a little big. That's what she said. All right, here we go. We get this size down so you guys can see this. There's guys, but California. Let me do this for you, Daniel. California already said if you're within 10 years of the age of the person, it doesn't count. So if you're a 21-year-old, you can have sex with a 12-year-old. If you're a 20-year-old, you can have sex with a 10-year-old. That's actually California. Here's the graph I'm talking about. This is what is the age of consent in the United States. The dark green ones. This is 16. These are 16, age 16, 17 in Texas, and then it's 18 in Nevada. It says 18 in California. But the problem with that is depends on what you consider to be the final cutoff, right? And the age differentials. This is a thing. This is a conversation that has been going around for a long, long time, and I don't know how to describe it to you because I've seen kids that were the girl was 16, the boy was 17, and they arrested the boy for statutory rape. I think that's what they call it, statutory rape. But they were in high school together, but yet they pressed charges, and the parents were like, "Stop pressing charges. We want these kids together." Blah blah blah. The mother, fathers on both sides were like, "No, don't do this." And the state went ahead and went after the kids. So this is a real slippery slope for a lot of people. Hey, Kathleen Buck, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Anyway, I understand Clinton's, Obama's, Bush Jr. were all on the Nazi action of German-born George Scherf. Oh, Bush. That's Edward. Oh, thank you for that one. I'll have to look into that. That's cool stuff. But what I'm pointing out, guys, is that we got to quit looking at our barometer of what we think of the age of consent is. And so this is saying that everything's 16 and up. My problem is that I got to dig deeper into this because a lot of times this will come up that way, but there's exemptions in the law that allow for other ages. And so that's where it gets real slippery in there, guys. And it's also about who's willing to prosecute. That's a whole thing too. But anyway, it's just kind of crazy. It's again, we've demonized all the wrong things. And we don't amplify community, and we don't bring fathers in the home, and we wonder why the world is the way it is. We have to do better. Daniel Whitmore says, I bet the new legislation will brush many of the crimes against children under a carpet. It's demonic. Well, yeah, Daniel, that's the plan, right? Is their barometer's different than yours, and that's how it works. Guys, listen, I'm going to give you a little bit of an announcement. I don't know if I'm going to TPUSA next week because, like I said, I have not heard back from a few people. I did hear back from Larry and Tony, the Freshmouth people, and I have. They've told me today that they don't have a table right now, so there's really they're not going. So I'm on a real teeter right here of 50% not going, 50% going. If I'm talking to CUE streaming, Q streaming or Q, they want me to do interviews for them, and so I told them that I would because I already have my press pass, which I've already gotten approved for my press pass. I've gotten all the information already, so I can be there. But again, if Larry and Tony are not there, I didn't have a place to switch or sleep, and also then that means I have to worry about transportation if I'm going to fly out. There's just a series of things. So as of right now, I'm on the fence. So if I'm on the fence, what that means is that next week is either I'm going to be here all next week or I'm not going to be here all next week. So anyway, actually, no, I'll be here Monday. I will be here Monday. Let's do that, guys. I'm going to give you guys Monday. I will be on air Monday, and I'll give you guys a fresh answer of exactly what's going to happen the rest of the week. No matter what, either way, I can be here Monday to do the show. And if anything changes, I'll let you guys know the best I can. So anyway, Dave Glovin says, Merry Christmas to everyone. Absolutely, guys. And remember, community is everything. If you guys want to win this fight, you got to get tighter and closer together. Quit thinking you guys aren't friends. You got to talk to each other. Your voices mean something. So we go to the analogy of Monsters, Inc. when they fill up all the containers and the whole building with laughter in an instant, or the tears and the fear of the child only fills up one of their containers just a little way. That's the difference, guys. Your words, your amplification, your resonance, what you have, come closer together and it amplifies. You don't have to yell louder. You just got to get closer together. When you start saying the same thing closer and closer together, you get louder and louder and louder. That's the answer. That's how you win this whole thing against evil. That's how you make the world a better place. That's it, guys. That's how we do it. All right, guys. Well, I guess I'll see you guys on Monday. Remember the 10% we do for our neighbor, community, city, county, state, the federal government. The more you do for them, the less they do for you. Learn how to be selfless and not so damn selfish. The world will be a far, far better place. Remember, hold the line, hold fast, do not give up, do not give in. We'll win. I promise I don't make promises I can't keep, guys. You've always been the answer out there. Remember that Constitution limits that government. Be proud of who you are. Know that what you are. Don't lie to yourself. Be authentic. A lot of these answers will come to you in time, but you got to be ready for them. And you got to quit doubting yourself. Their ability to manipulate your mind and keep you from getting up out of the couch, getting out of your chair, getting out of the house, they win. Every time you don't go to an event, every time you don't say something, every time you sit there, not today, every time you're like, well, maybe tomorrow, they win every single damn time. It is your job to get off your ass and get out there and be something and do something. Life is a contact sport. It is a full contact sport. No pads, no mouth guard, no mouthpiece, no special cleats, no special helmet. It is you against the world. Meaning that you have to continue to go find those big buckets of freedom because they're not giving them away for free. Freedom is not free, guys. It has never been free. If you're under that illusion, stop. If you're delusional that way and you think that way, you think you figured it out, that we're not, guys. We got to get better. Work, work, work. Put the god dang work in. All right, guys, it's been awesome seeing you guys. We're going to be here Monday. We'll do that whole thing on Monday, so we'll see how it goes. And, guys, enjoy your weekend. We got a cold front coming in. A lot of people up around the Great Lakes is going to feel it. We're going to have a high of like 31 on Sunday, I think it is, here in Wichita. So we've got a little bit of that dipping down. We're not going to get any snow with it, but we get those good, crisp, cold days from it. All right, guys. Love each other. Be good to each other. Talk to each other. Say hi to each other. Get on the chats out there. Get on the Facebook chat. Get on the Telegram chat. Like, share, comment as often as possible. Remember, donate to the show when you can. That's how we keep the lights on here. I'm Jim Price, the Jim Price Show Daily Update. You guys all be good to each other out there, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Bye-bye.